Welcome to the LaRocque Life podcast, where we talk about relationships, adventure, freedom, and just some all-around real and raw conversations. I'm Mike LaRocque. Got my lovely wife Laura with me.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, we laugh a lot at that thing. Good God.
We're gonna make a new opening soon. It's like the same every time.
Yeah, we'll have to farm that out, I think,
Yeah.
for sure.
Which is a great lesson on life. Do the things that maybe you're not good at. Or
No, stay in your lane, man.
not saying you're not good at that, honey.
I'm trying. Get
I,
my radio voice.
I was just thinking as you were doing it, you kind of do have a radio voice. Like you go into this like character and like your mouth looks the same, your voice sounds the same. Everything you do leading up to it is the same. Which though that's like your goalie years, isn't it?
Trying to, yeah.
Because aren't all goalies like superstitious?
Fucking weirdos, man, is what they are. I didn't even like playing net. I didn't even like being a goalie. It was just the only way I could make the team. So that's how I was doing it. But then I turned into a weirdo doing it, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like all of them.
You're a weirdo.
A little bit. So enough about putting me down. What are we talking about today?
Well, today's episode 18.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about trusting your gut and or just like being open to saying yes, being open to possibility, right? Opportunity really is the thing.
Big time.
Because we were just having a conversation about, living here now. It's been, what did I say? We're on our 8th week.
Yeah,
already?
we're on our 7th full week. So this is 8.
Yeah, we're starting our 8th week. And we were just like, holy shit, like already. But at the same time, like it's been a bit of a struggle, but now it's almost like the reason we are here is starting to come to light.
Yeah.
And so we were just kind of having this conversation about how we knew we needed to come here. We knew the answer was yes, even though we didn't necessarily know why. And it did seem like kind of a crazy choice for just 6 months, right? To like kind of uproot everything in Lennox's life.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just for 6 months. Like it's not very long. But at the same time, to someone else who travels a lot, 6 months might be a long time. So it's all perspective, really.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Just
100% true.
for us after being in the same home for a couple of years, right? But we just always like to share lessons through our story and really the storytelling aspect of it in hopes that it relates with you and then helps you to realize or see yourself in us, right? And see your life in some of our story and then help you kind of move through whatever you're stuck in or whatever you're looking for, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Because this thing, we talk about a lot where there's different levels to everything and you always up level.
Yeah.
I felt like that's where this one was a lot of work for me. It still is. I'm still in it. But like I was just in an amazing place before we left Red Deer.
Right.
In my head anyway. Like I was doing really well. Obviously everyone knows my story, like went through ups and downs and whatever, but I was on a really good high for quite a while before we left Red Deer and then moved and changed positions and just did all these different things and it really set me back. In my own head, it set me back a ways, but now being able to look back on things and trace back the steps, it's like I just hit another level and had to up level and get out of my comfort zone. And that's why it felt like such work or was like trudging through these last 8 weeks has just been, I was like, man, why did I make this choice? Like I was living life. I was on like the biggest high, but again, it just is hitting another level and then getting comfortable at this level. And then, I mean, it's going to happen again. We got to hit another one, right? And keep moving up. It's be easy. I think that's just not our MO. It'd be so easy just to stay in that comfort zone and just stay there, right? And just be that. But I can't really put it into words. I guess that's just not how we roll.
No.
It's just not our journey or my journey for sure.
Well, and I think when you said, would you say like new level, new devil? Did you say that?
No, but I've heard it before. Yeah.
Okay. I just can't remember if you actually had said it or not, but I always think like when you're evolving, you have to, it's almost like a rototiller digging up like deeper shit, deeper, I don't know what would be under there, but in relative to like our psychology and our beliefs and everything that's making us play smaller, stopping us from moving forward into the things that we really desire in life.
Right.
Every time we go a little bit out of our comfort zone, it digs it up a little deeper, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that that's exactly what's had to happen for you. You were in a good place and you could have coasted there and you could have stayed there, but eventually you would have got sick of it. Eventually, who
Oh
knows
yeah.
when that
No.
could have happened?
Yep.
Maybe this pushed you out of your comfort zone sooner, but then I think this goes into kind of what we're talking about is trust your gut because there's always a bigger plan for you. And if you're happy and you're satisfied, you're probably not the person listening to this podcast
That's true. Yeah.
because I don't
Exactly.
think, if you're happy and you're satisfied in your life, you're good. But if you're listening to this, you're probably searching for something a little bit more, some growth, some evolution, some moving forward with your partner kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So if you're listening to this, then yeah, there's going to be those opportunities where you gotta,
Just got to jump.
yeah,
Do it. I mean,
yeah.
we're we're very prime examples of like you'll be okay.
Yeah, we've been at the bottom of the bottom and still made it.
You'll be okay. Like I mean, if you have any kind of work ethic and you're just you'll be fine.
Mhm,
You'll figure it out. You'll get through things. It might seem daunting and feel like an elephant sitting on your chest, but you'll still get through it.
mhm.
I mean, I take a lot of pride in that, and that's probably a lot of ego stuff in that um you don't have to because there's a lot of people that are willing to help you
Yeah,
along the way, but I really took that upon myself like ego wise to not get a lot of help and
yeah,
um not in this in the help in the sense of like financially or things like that, whereas I just put it on us
yeah.
and kind of made that work. I don't know if that's right, wrong, or indifferent, but I mean that's just the way in my head I'm like, no, that's life. I'm gonna be a man. We're gonna do this.
Yeah.
I was kind of equate it to like being pioneer days. Like, well, what else are you gonna fucking do?
Yeah, but pioneers, didn't they also have
But
support
they
and
helped
live
each other
in
in the
like
communities.
groups
Yeah,
of people?
that's
Yeah,
true
or
too.
like have their 3 generations of family with them, right? All
That's right.
supporting each other.
No, that's a good
Um,
point. Yeah.
but I was gonna say, so for people like stepping out of their comfort zone, which we are gonna dive into a little bit deeper for sure, but I think we always need to refer back to us like 7 years ago when we first stepped out of our comfort zone because we lived very fine in our comfort zone, right? Until I kind of hit the emotional rock bottom where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But we were fine where we were.
Oh fuck, I
And
was on
so,
cruise control. I was gonna ride
yeah.
that all the way to whatever, right? So that was good.
So basically what I'm trying to say is you don't have to move like Mike and I every couple of years or like do something drastic with your life, move to a different country. I'm just wanting to point out that the first time you do something that's going to make you feel uncomfortable might feel very uncomfortable. But the more that you do it, the easier it gets, even though there's still going to be a struggle with it and it's not going to be easy, but it's just easier. I don't know. It's not gonna be simple, but it's gonna be easy. Or it's not gonna
No,
be
it
easy, it's
is,
gonna be
and
simple. I don't
like
know how that
fuck, you
works.
almost had like you pretty much checklists or mental checklists for even moving or anything like that, right? Like,
Yeah, just
for
get
we
really
got to
good
get
at.
this set up, we got to do this, got to do that, and it's like done, and you don't have to. We don't have to stress about a bunch of stuff. At least
Yeah,
in that aspect of the actual physical move itself.
yeah. Whereas before we hadn't moved for like what 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, I know everything felt like
Yeah, now
just
we've
resisted
moved.
everything so much, right? Whereas
Now we've
now it's
moved almost every year for the past like 5 or 6 years.
yeah,
Well, there was for 5 years we literally moved every year on the year, and then I think this had been the longest we've been somewhere before we came here. But, um, anyways, we wanted to talk about trusting your gut because we were cool. We thought we were going to be where we were going to be for a while. Like we had plans to kind of settle down more there, which like we are planning to go back, but at the same time, when you brought this opportunity up, I just knew in my heart that it was a yes. Like, I think you were a little reluctant to be like, are you going to want to do this kind of
right,
thing?
yeah,
Right. And I was just like, well, we can't say no. I mean, the universe is giving us an opportunity and we have to say yes. Right.
it's true. Yeah,
Didn't I literally
you
say
pretty
that
much
to you?
said that bang on. Yeah,
And I was like, I know it won't be like all smooth sailing. And obviously, it's a pain in the ass to find place to live, to pack, to find someone to look after our stuff or our place here,
right.
to uproot Lennox, to find new care, to all that stuff. So it's not easy. But there was something in my heart that was like, yeah, there's something we got to be there for.
Hmm.
And then over the last like probably 4 weeks, I was like, what the F did we come here for? It just kind of seemed like a struggle with finding childcare, Lennox being super needy, and then just on me 24/7, right? And then me not having time well, I found time for my business because I needed to, but at the same time, it just wasn't like as easy as it was before. But I've grown a lot, I've learned a lot. And then we were just talking about this, how I met a lady the other day. Well, no, sorry, I met her when we first got here. And Lennox and I have been going to her swim classes, and we were referred to her from another friend back in Red Deer.
Yeah.
And so just the other day, I went to a session, a treatment with her, and it was just me and her because it was always Lennox and me and her and like a group of people. But so this time it was just me and her, and we ended up spending probably like 3 hours together, and we got to talk a lot deeper and on a lot more of like things that we're both passionate about. And we had so many synchronicities that I just sat there and I was like, this is why we're here. It tied everything together.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. I remember when you came home, yeah, you're just going on and on about all these synchronicities and just how how it feels so right. And it's like, well, there you go. There's the whole reason we're here.
And this is like, I think what I really want you to grasp from this share. It's not about us. It's not about, where we are living or where we've been living. It's about the little like lessons in all of this. There were things with her that I was talking about on Friday night that were synchronistic and totally in alignment with things that I have done like 2 to 3 years ago. Like, so for instance, I had a past life regression like 3 years ago.
Something like that, eh? Already, yeah.
And it was a neat experience, and I've definitely taken things from it. But then I was sitting there and having this conversation with her, and she was saying things that were directly linked to that like that experience. And I was like, holy shit, like you just nailed that. And she didn't know. And wasn't even thinking about it, but I was like, holy cow, like that's my thing.
Right.
And then she even has said to me a few times, like, I feel like I've known you forever. And I was like, me too. And she's I was going to say quite a bit older than me. She's double my age, I guess, just under. And so I was sharing with her because she brought me into her office and was showing me like all her books and there was stuff up on the wall of what she does. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, this is kind of creepy because like, I feel like I'm you like 30 years ago.
Well, yeah.
And then she just laughed and that's how we feel because she invited us out to her place too. And it would just happened at like these swim lessons that Lennox and I are taking with her and a group of other people. And she just randomly was like, yeah, you guys should come out sometime. And then it was kind of like we talked about it. That was the end of that. But then when I was with her that night alone, she said, I never ask people to come to my house.
Get away from me.
Yeah, she was like, this is weird. And not weird in like a weird way, but just like, there's just something there. And I came home and I was all excited, right? I told you, I was like, holy shit, like, we're here for a bigger reason. There's so much I'm going to learn from her and just being in her presence. And who knows? I don't even know at this point, but I just know that we're here for a reason. And it's funny because I said to you, well, I know why I'm here. I don't know if you know why you're here yet.
I'm still searching, trudging through that a little bit. It's interesting. I don't have a cool lady that I get to hang out with. I got you, but not that you're old.
She's not old. She's just older than me.
Yeah, wise lady. Mm-hmm. No, I don't. I mean, I'm working, I'm trudging away and doing everything we can, and maybe that's just what it is. Maybe I'm just bookmarking, closing a chapter
mm-hmm.
in my life, in my working career, or whatever that is. That obviously going to smash this out and do everything I can, but I think it's just kind of like one of those another feather in the cap, and kind of put that to bed almost. I don't think I really need to revisit that a whole lot more anymore. We'll see, I guess. You can never say never, or just you got to do what you got to do, I guess, at a certain point. But I mean, this is just been so fortunate in my life, in my career of, it's not just building buildings. Like I don't have to trudge around in the mud. I'm not stuck in the trenches like most guys. I've been extremely fortunate in getting to do a lot of high profile jobs, like weird jobs, one-off jobs. Like this project's the first, it's like IPD, it's some special delivery system, but it's the first one in British Columbia. Like just finished an interview last week about another project I did back home, like an interview for a magazine, and then it's going to be in another design magazine in Toronto. Like stuff like that is just, it's awesome. And I got all these accolades and feathers in the cap, but it's I think it's ran its course almost a little bit.
Right.
Um, I hit it too young, to be honest. In a weird, as messed up as that sounds, it's just like I got nothing else to prove. And I mean, you look in the mirror and it's just like another 40 years of this is like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah,
That's,
but and what did I tell you the other day though? Because I said something about like the universe will like just continually be like, dude, open your eyes, like
yes,
putting
yes.
you in situations that you're not excited about. I mean, not put you in situations you're not excited about, but like you will continually feel unexcited about something
Yeah.
until you finally realize, like, okay, yeah, the universe has something else in mind for me, but I need to open my eyes and like accept that or
Yeah,
see that or move with it, right?
I really do. And I got to realize I got a lot of unique things, I guess, to bring to the table, or I'm very special in that way where, I mean, I just talked about with someone today, like to get to do all the things I've done and to move up where I've got to go. I mean, people have done so much work and gone to school for so long and do so many different things, and then seemingly it just comes to me all the time, right?
Hmm.
Where it's not really pursuing this stuff, and it's not like right place, right time because I fucking work hard and I'm good at my job, but the same token, it's like you get opportunities that come along that way, right? And like you said, if I if I don't straighten out, I'm just gonna keep getting these opportunities,
Hmm.
but then not be excited about them anymore, and then that just brings me down even more, right? And
Yeah,
I'm such a fucking sensitive person in that sense that it's like I can be
you're sensitive.
just right away. It's all that fucking estrogen in my system. Yes,
I think too that like sometimes there's such black and white thinking, right? Like you're either this or you're this, but
right.
like why can't you be the gray in the middle, right? Or like floating from this to this. And I think sometimes for you that's just what you kind of you either think things have to be this way or they need to be this way. But I'm like they can be floating or you can be like in between. You could be at the junction between the two,
Right.
like
I know, and it's
the
fucking
turning
it's awesome
point.
sitting here and doing that and talking about that is awesome. And then you get out, job sites with all these people around. It's like fucking prison. You show any weakness, you're gonna jump on you, right? So it takes me out of that flow a little bit,
Mhm.
which that's what bothers me the most probably is like I'd love to just be um very, personal development Mike. And I try and I am. It's kind of weird on job sites where it's like coaching people all the time. I mean, that's all construction is really, to be honest. But um, it's great. But then in that same token, I kick myself out of that, and then it turns into like you got to be fucking cunt Mike, and which I'm really good at doing that too. But it takes you completely out of flow, and your adrenals are fucking drained. You're constantly under stress and you're snapping at people and stuff. And it takes you completely away from namaste, to say the least. So it's, I just got to find that balance and I'm sure some people have it and I just got to keep searching, I suppose.
Well, maybe, but at the same time, I think if you're always kind of aware of your triggers
Hmm.
that are making you be the C word, Mike,
Yeah.
um, then it's something that you're aware of, right? And then you continually can, take a break from that and be
Mm.
like, before I turn into that, I'm going to go and have a few deep breaths and realize why is this person pissing me off so
No,
bad?
that's true.
And
Yeah.
how can I come back and show up as the Mike that I want to be, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, this isn't what this is about. We always end up just talking about like all sorts of random things, which is totally fine. But we were just talking about how like when you get so stuck in your normal life, like day in, day out, it's so hard to kind of break free of that. Or it's so easy to say no to things
Mm.
because it's not part of your normal life. Like you have your routine, you know what you're doing Monday to Friday, you know what you have planned for the weekends. If that doesn't fit in, then like, no, it's a no. But like, how often, and I guess this would just kind of be like a question to put out there to you listening, is how often are you actually ready to say yes? Especially like if something catches you off guard, or if it's like, just out of your ordinary, or you think like, I couldn't do that, or that's uncomfortable. But how open could you be to say yes?
No, it's great. Yeah. Always, yeah, just be ready to pull the trigger, right?
Yeah. Because, okay, so I shared this quote the other day on my Instagram. And of course, the screensaver
Just
came on. Let's see. So it says, the next message you need is always right where you are. And I love that because it kind of goes in two ways. Like, I think your body is always talking to you, your dreams are always talking to you, your relationships are always talking to you. So, like you even said, with people at work that trigger you, right? Like, there's always something right in front of you that is teaching you something about yourself if you choose to go there. But at the same time, I think there's always opportunities right in front of you to say yes to, that's taking you to the next step, taking you to the next level. Because so often we're like, I want this thing, or I want that person, or I want to be recognized, or whatever that thing is that you're desiring.
right.
You're always looking too far in advance for it, right? It's
Yeah.
always way off in the future somewhere. But if you stopped for a second and realized that if I said yes to that question that Bobby Joe asked me,
God, I love Bobby Joe.
or if Bobby Joe asked me to go to this thing, instead of saying no because I'm tired tonight, or instead of saying no because I don't really like Bobby Joe and he irritates me, or whatever, right? If I could just get over myself for a second and say yes because I'm listening to the universe and being like, okay, I'm here. Like,
Right.
take me, right? So if I say yes, then I end up there. Who knows that connection of that person I start talking to, or this place I find myself in that is like this perfect landscape of some pictures that I want to take because I'm trying to become a photographer, or the next contact that I need to network to bring this business idea forward, or the next person who has a place that I can go vacation in this other town, where then I end up finding a job, and then I move there, and then I find the love of my life, and then I have 3 wonderful children, and
Right.
you get what I'm saying,
Yeah, I hear you.
right?
Yeah.
So we're always just so like, this is the way things are.
Right.
Don't fuck with my normal. So that's what I really wanted to bring to the table to this episode tonight, was just like thinking outside the box, essentially.
Totally. And I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in like airy fairy and like all these powerful quotes and just do it and whatever else. But it's fucking true, man. Like you got to be open to opportunities and you got to take them, and you can't just sit on the couch and just be poor me. Nothing ever happens to me. If you just open your eyes, though, it'd probably be right in front of you and
Hmm.
just like, oh shit, I should jump on that. But again, it's just taking that first step, and it's so easy to say, and so many people say it, and so many people fucking say it without actually doing anything, right? So, um, again, back to like, I take a lot of pride, and at least we can back up what we talk about.
Hmm.
Definitely try it and do it, and I mean, open anything. I mean, even this weekend, right? Bought a paddleboard to try that out. It just because our kayaks are back home and they're kind of tough to store and things like that. So I feel like a paddleboard is just going to be that much more fun out on the lake, because we're trying to do things every weekend and trying to get out and enjoy ourselves and hike and do different things. And um, I've never paddleboarded before, but
Yeah, we've never even done it, but we
no,
just bought one because we're ready to go.
fucking looks sick in the living room though. So
But I think that story about you bringing up the kayaks actually ties in perfectly to the lesson, I suppose, of this episode, is because that alone, right? The kayaks back, what was that, 7, 8 years
yeah, it's
ago?
very symbol. Yeah, yeah,
When I came home, and when we were at the brink of breaking up, well, we'd already kind of decided that's what was happening. So I went off being like, how am I going to be happy? How am I going to make myself happy? And then
yeah.
I was working at the lake and I seen this guy go out onto the lake. This is just for people who have never heard the story before, quickly to catch you up, catch you up here. I seen this guy go out into the lake, and it was like glass, and it was early in the morning. There was like looning, whatever sound they make.
That's fair. That's
What's a loon sound?
fuck. I don't know.
And so, um, anyways, I came home and I was just like, I'm buying a kayak. And you looked at me like, I've always wanted to buy a kayak, and you always said no. And so that goes to show that I can sit here and I can tell you that you should be open to opportunity, because I've sat in both seats, and I can tell you that being open to opportunity, or like not trying to control situations or make things be the way you think they should be, um, the other seat is just so much better. So basically we went and bought kayaks. I'd never even kayaked before. So same as this paddleboard, right?
No.
Never kayaked before. But then you asked if you could buy one too. And I was like, I don't care. You could do whatever you want. So you bought one. But then we ended up going together. And the reason I was always against buying kayaks was because I thought we shouldn't spend money on that. We needed to spend our money on like putting it towards debt or putting it towards a down payment on a
Right.
house, because that's what you do after you get married, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, perfect example. I'm glad that you brought that up of this whole episode. So that's why now with buying the paddleboard, right? Like I could have been like, do you really think we should spend that money on that right now? But I was like, yeah, frick no. Like, let's buy the paddleboard. We can explore so many cool lakes while we're out here. And we're only here for the 6 months. And there's only how many more weekends of summer? Like,
Exactly. Yeah, we break it down for weekends. Yeah, it's
mhm,
not a ton, and especially
like,
everything we've done so far. Like
yeah.
it's been awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't look at buying a paddleboard, and then maybe this comes from my experience of buying the kayaks. I don't look at the paddleboard as an expense. I mean, it really is an investment into our memories and to our experiences
Oh,
and our
totally.
laughs, right? Which then I know now that that feeds our happiness, it feeds our relationship, our connection, and then that helps me in my business. I make more money, I attract more people,
Yeah.
all of the things, right? So, like, just trying to have such a stronghold on one decision, the moment you can let that go, like, it's like the floodgates open. It's just like, phew,
Oh, that's true. Hey.
here you
Yeah,
go.
totally true.
Yeah.
It is, and it sucks when you're not open to that. But you're thinking you're being safe, or you're thinking you're taking care of yourself, but you're not. You're just sitting there. Well, myself, I shouldn't say, but like on myself, I'd sit there and just daydream about all these things, but never fucking do anything about it, or
Hmm.
watch a video about someone doing it. It's like, oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Fucking do it. Like,
Well, that's like totally wounded masculine stuff, though, right? Because
right.
you want to do it, but you're too scared to do it. So you watch other people do it.
Hmm.
Like watching men play sports, for instance, like they're on their edge. I learned this from my mentor. They're on their edge. And so you're just watch them instead of actually going out and getting on your own, right?
Oh, it's so true. Yeah, 100%.
So then you turn that into an empowered when you start getting up off the couch and going and buying a paddleboard or joining races or
Just doing
buying a
whatever, right?
motorbike or
Yeah.
just doing things that put you more on your edge and make you feel alive
Yeah.
instead of watching someone else live their life to make you feel alive.
Yeah, big time. And I've done that. Yeah, we've done that a lot, right? With a
Yeah.
lot of things, and some things stick, some things don't, but at least you can say you tried them and went all in, right?
Yeah. And we've talked about that before, right? Like you make a choice. If
Hmm.
it's the wrong choice, just make another one. And this is good because we've been on both sides of that, right? Like we've been on that edge of like living really exciting decisions and
Fuck
living
yeah,
them
eh? Just
out.
going, yeah.
But we've been on the other end too, where it's gone months where just like,
Well, 100%.
this
That's almost what
sucks.
we hit here. Like for the
Yeah.
last, well, we were still always trying to do something every weekend, but for those first 3, 4 weeks, we're just like moving, getting settled, doing all those things, and not really enjoying like the weekends or like
Hmm.
adventuring. 100%. I caught myself doing that, like getting so caught up with stress from work, and then coming home and just daydreaming about whatever, and just not really doing anything about it.
Yeah.
So
Well, the
yeah,
thing is, we fantasize living out here, right? To be like, oh, we're be out all outdoorsy
yeah,
and
we're gonna
doing
be
this
so
and doing
outdoorsy,
that. But then all of a
and all
sudden
it does
you're
is
in it.
fucking rain here all the time.
Yeah. You're moving to the desert where it rains all the time,
Yeah,
apparently.
exactly.
But at least now it's getting nicer. But yeah, exactly. Right. So I just wanted to point out that we've totally been on both sides. And even since we've moved home from London or moved
Hmm.
back from, I mean, it's just the
Anything,
ebbs
yeah.
and flows,
It really
right?
is.
But
Yeah, it's not all just straight up. Yeah,
no,
no.
but the difference is that once you do it a few times, you realize, again, like I said, how easy it is. But also, you don't stay stuck in that for too long because you just know. So you're like, okay, I got to go look for something to kind
Yeah,
of
we gotta
like
do
break me
something.
out of
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
right? Or be open. You don't necessarily have to go look for it, but you have to be open to something to come to you.
Hmm.
And then there was something else I was gonna say on that, but I forget what it was. I guess it wasn't meant to be.
But no, that's great. I loved it. Yeah, we're right around 30. So
Yeah, we'll end on that note. We did a little survey and most of you guys said that you would like podcast episodes under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And there was a couple people who said 30 to 60. So I guarantee you there will be 30 to 60-minute podcast episodes in the future, but we will try to definitely keep these down a bit more just so that you can listen to them quicker and get on with your life and go out and do something
There you
exciting.
go. That's a perfect way to explain that. Awesome. Well, where can people find you?
Find me at Laura LaRocque on Instagram, Facebook, or my website, lauralarocque.com. And you can still follow us on LaRocque Life for sure on Instagram, Facebook as well. We will be upping that following, not that following, just our social
Yeah.
posts on there in the near future. But one thing we have learned in life, and I would like to pass this on to you, is don't try to do too many things at once either. So even with this, do one thing, go for it.
Yeah.
See what it opens up. But you don't have to do all the things at once. It's fine. Nobody cares.
No, that's
So,
great. Yeah, that's a great way to say that. Yeah. Let's end it on that. That's beautiful.
all right.
Okay, awesome. Well, love you guys, and I love you.
I love you too. Thanks, guys. Have a
Thanks.
good rest of your day.